Hey guys, I am back here with Rick Klopp at Klopp's Custom Painting, and this is going to be part two of Tommy Reed's 379 sort of rebuild, I guess. Uh, Makeover. We'll call it a makeover. and we're going to check out how far along they are with this build and let Rick give us a lowdown on what's been done so far. So,
all right. So, thanks for coming back, Steve. I appreciate it. I know you know Tommy a long time, and you actually drove your first time you ever drove a truck was his father's old truck.
Yep.
So it's good to have you back. So what we've done so far since the last time we talked to you is the motor's been painted, the front axle's been put in, everything's ready for, as you can see, the airbags on the front. We didn't put the top mount on yet or the shock because we want to finish the back end of the truck up and get the geometry all set with the suspension and everything correct before we put our stuff on the front.
Okay.
You know, it's got to be, when this truck is done, you want to drive it down the road with one finger and it'll run true and straight. Straight. So front end is now done. Everything's been painted and clear coated up here. We'll come back here to the frame, and as you can see, if you look around the tank here, the entire frame is put together now. So I took the new rails, I drilled them, laid the left rail on the right side, right rail on the left side, lined them up, drilled, everything went perfect with that. When I drill the rails, I'm actually drilling inside of the hole from the factory, so they use like an 11/16 hole, and I drill them 5/8. So when my trucks go together, they're a little bit tighter and a little less, you know, squeaky and noisy because I'm making the tolerances even tighter than the factory does. As you can see on the back end, the front rear is together. We actually just did that this morning, got it in, got everything set. So that one is done this afternoon. We're actually going to put the rear housing in and then put the rear pumpkin in.
Okay.
So let's go back to the front here and I'll show you where we split it. The front half of this truck was absolutely no rust, no corrosion. It was really nice. There was no reason to put rails up to the radiator.
Gotcha.
When we took it apart, there was no rust behind the original cross members. So what we did was took the cross members out, cut the frame right between them, welded it back up. We put a 3-foot sleeve, if you can see from here to here, on each end of the cross member. So we got 3 foot of sleeve, 100,000-pound rail, and from the weld back, 100,000-pound new rails going to the back. This truck is now dead on at 310 inches.
Wow.
And that was Tom's dream from the day he bought this truck. He ordered this truck, bought this truck, got this truck home, and was like, it's not long enough. So all these years later, and this thing being a gem, he decided if he's going to redo it, he's going to make it what he always wanted it to be, and it's going to be 310 inches, and it's right on 310 inches.
Awesome.
So that's all done. This is back together. As you can see, all new hardware. Everything's put together. It's been blasted. 2 coats of epoxy, different colors of epoxy, so you can see each coat you're doing. People ask me why I do that, and I tell them if I'm putting 2 coats on, I want to see the 2 different coats, and I can guarantee you there are 2 different colors, light gray, dark gray, and then black.
Okay.
So I did it. Now, if you look at all the new hardware, if you look close here, all the hardware is clocked. And as I did it, I even lined up by where the names are and everything. If they were all on an angle, they're on that same angle. Back here on the back of the frame, I can show you where I really got If it's JH and it's pointed up and it's clocked to 12 o'clock, they're up. If they were stamped slightly off, they're all slightly that way. I didn't like have one upside down so that the hardware is clocked. I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna try to do it that all the writing is the same way.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Little OCD going on there.
So really cool. Very cool.
So we got all this together. As you can see, I did not cut the back yet. We're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna cut the back of the frame, and we have the cross member upside down here so we could get our correct measurements as we were coming back through.
Gotcha.
And we got it dead on, doing our X measuring, doing everything like that. It's straight. So those are still clamped there. The rear cross member will be put in, and the brakes, everything will be put back together, at least the hub, so I can put some tires on it so I can roll it.
Right. Yep.
And get it ready. Still working on a couple things. We just decided this past week, it looks like we're gonna go with a fixed mount fifth wheel instead of the slider that was on the truck. Tom pulls the same trailer all the time, so we wanna set it up. It's gotta have the correct height, the correct look, and we decided we're just gonna go with a fixed mount fifth wheel.
Okay.
Things we're working on yet is the deck plate. We're gonna go old school, stainless, no painting like we did on Tom's last truck. And we're gonna hide the controls inside because he doesn't use them all the time, but they will be there if he ever would need to hook to another trailer.
Okay.
At least we thought ahead and put everything on.
Yeah.
So this is coming along really good. If you see the tanks here, original tank to new tank. When he ordered the truck, he ordered it with 130 gallon tanks. And again, when he started running it and using it, it was, I should have put 150 gallon tanks on. So again, if you're going this far and you're doing it, you're going to make it the way you want it to be. You're going to put 150 gallon fuel tanks. So we got new tanks, and she's going to leave, going back to 6-inch exhaust. We're going to put 6-inch stacks on it, and they're going to go to the sky. They're going to be, he's going to have to duck when he goes under bridges because they're going to be right up there. They're going to be as high as we can possibly make them.
Okay.
But that's all coming. One more cross member to put in, but that'll only get fit once we start lining up drive shafts and everything and going and setting up the suspension. Then we'll know where the carrier bearing got to be, and we'll know where that cross member got to be.
Okay.
If you look over here, you can see how I take them apart to redo them, to rebuild them. New U-bolts, the shock mounts and bottom hangers, the brake chamber, everything is taken apart and blasted, primered, painted, put together. I don't want down in a crack or a crevice down inside here, I don't want that weeping and showing rust from just washing it. This truck won't see the rain unless it gets caught in the rain, but still we want to do everything to protect it, to make it last. And we're building a show truck, so why not? Go. And even parts you see back here, we're going with the new style brake drum. We're not reusing anything old. Even on the front ones, new slack adjusters will get put on. The S-cams and everything, that'll all be brand new. The hood will go with that. So we are not doing any paint work on the regular part of the hood. We're just repainting the fenders black because they get chipped. Even what little bit of limited miles it has on it, they got stone nicks in them, and if we're gonna redo them, we'll make them black. But the grill, took the surround out, and we send it down to Browning Fabrication and Polishing down in Maryland. And they are absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if they posted a video of a trailer they did for Tom Reed, and it looked like it was chromed when it came out of their shop.
Yeah, they do amazing work.
It is phenomenal. So I, of course, sent down the grill, the headlights, the fender brackets, everything to them to have them polish it, to put all that back together.
Gotcha.
I'm down to roughly 3 weeks, 4 weeks till I want to have it done. We need a couple weeks. You know, I don't like pushing them right up till June 8th when that week it's going to be down at the York Truck Show.
Right, yeah.
It's always, there's never enough time, you know, in the beginning, but at the end you make time and rush them and do them, and I don't like rushing them. I like to get them built. So if we get the back end done today, tomorrow, get it sitting over here and paint it next week, I'm really feeling good about finishing it up. I talked to the deck plate guy, that's ordered. So things are coming along. A lot of planning, a lot of thinking ahead to make sure we have all the parts to do it.
Yeah.
So it'll come down just to the end, and I guess the next time you want to come up and look at this is when we're going to be rolling it out.
Yeah, so for sure I'll be back definitely for when they roll this thing out of the shop, so we can document this thing when it's done. Like you said, I've kind of got a little bit of a history with this truck, and I can't wait to see it roll out of the shop. Also, we'll see how the timing works, but I'd love to try and catch you guys on the way down to York, get some rolling footage there as well. So that'd be very cool. So this is only half of your business.
Yes.
So
painting and building trucks is the first part of my business. The part of painting them and doing them for years, I've been painting trucks since 1985. But just about 6 years ago, the we started talking about how do we make the paint jobs last even longer. And you guys that know me know that I also have a company called Corrosion Innovations.
Yep.
And that is zinc anodes that we put on over-the-road trucks and trailers. And I am super excited. I just talked with the state and met with their people at a conference they had, and we've done a test pilot last fall with them, and we put anodes on 20 of their brand new trucks they did, and we actually coated. I have a coating that's an anti-rust coating that we use. So I coated 2 of their trucks and put anodes on those 2, and they ran them through the winter and are happy with what they're seeing. So now they introduced me to their mechanics and the people that run all their sheds, and it's just all of a sudden taking off. Busy. So not only am I here working on these trucks and working into the evening, I'm starting in the morning early at 6:30 with my son, and we're coating a truck every morning for whether it's my company Danella that I work for, and I do all their bucket trucks or now state trucks. And all this is because 3 years ago I talked to the Turnpike and they were really happy with what we were doing. I did some trucks, and then they showed the state, PennDOT, what I was doing. So it's been slow and steady for the last 5.5 years, and now finally this year it seems to be really taking off. And we can show you out in the parking lot right now. I got 4 state trucks sitting out there that next week in the mornings they're all going to get coated, they're going to get bars and get shipped back and keep things going. So busy on all ends.
Yeah, I guess. That's a good thing though.
It is. It's exciting. The truck building is my passion, and I love doing this, and it grew from just truck painting. But then when I went back into this and didn't have 18 employees anymore like I used to have, now I build them slower. I'm not worried about getting them done to make payroll. Right. They take time. You build them. When one's done, the next one comes. And as of right now, I have 4 more trucks after this one already lined up to do.
Awesome.
And one of those will be Tom's father's tribute truck.
Oh.
We are actually going to build a 359 tribute truck for Tom for remembrance of his father.
Very, very cool.
I think that's pretty
gonna be
neat.
awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely have to check that out.
Yeah, you guys got to come out. I think we're gonna do some cool things with that, and we might even put a sleeper on it. It never had a sleeper, but I was actually able to find an original sleeper, and I was able to find another cab and a hood. We're gonna stretch it. We're gonna make it a long hood from a short hood, and we might put a sleeper on it too.
Awesome.
But we're gonna stick with the same colors, the same flat dash that it had, and just do it to the nines.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, we'll look forward to seeing that for sure.
Yeah, that's a little bit down the road, but that's one of the ones in the pipeline.
Okay. I think that's a pretty good update.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you came out to
me
see
too.
where I'm at. You can definitely see a lot more done now and where we're at.
Yes. Oh man, it's a world of difference since the last time we were here. And I'll drop a little reminder video at the beginning of this as well, so everybody can see where it started. But very cool. Well, thanks again, Rick, for having me out, and looking forward to being up here next time and watch this thing roll out of the building.
Thank you. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, no problem.
All right.